Hear the good news shared by Matthew. When Jesus saw his ministry drawing huge crowds, he climbed a hillside. Those who were apprenticed to him, the committed, climbed with him. Arriving at a quiet place, he sat down and taught his climbing companions. This is what he said. You're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there is more of God and his rule. You're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one who is most dear to you. You're blessed when you're content with just who you are, no more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. He's food and drink in the best meal you'll ever eat. You're blessed when you care. At the moment of being careful, you find yourself cared for. You're blessed when you get your inside world, your mind and heart put right. Then you can see God in the outside world. You're blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. That's when you discover who you really are and your place in God's family. You're blessed when your commitment to God provokes persecution. The persecution drives you even deeper into God's kingdom. Not only that, count yourself blessed every time people put you down or throw you out or speak lies about you to discredit me. What it means is that the truth is too close for comfort, and they are uncomfortable. You can be glad when that happens. Give a cheer even, for though they don't like it, I do. And all heaven applauds. And know that you are in good company. My prophets and witnesses have always gotten into this kind of trouble. That's from The Message, a translation by Eugene Peterson. This Sunday, we have many themes weaving together in our lives. We are celebrating the lives of all God's saints, our pledge-in gathering, and a tense political atmosphere as we approach the election on Tuesday. Not to mention the loss of daylight hours as we head into winter and what has become the usual tug and pull of life in these pandemic days. Stresses about rising COVID cases, increasing food and housing insecurity, and our own physical and mental health. Which is what makes this translation of one of Jesus' most famous sermons hit home even harder. The core message for today, even more important than politics or pledges, is that we, you and I, are blessed when we love one another and love God. Jesus notices a crowd gathering to hear him teach, and he climbs up a mountain. A few committed people, his apprentices, climb up with him. Looking back now, we call those people who climb up the mountain to be with Jesus saints, prophets, witnesses. Climbing a mountain is hard work. You have to train for it. Both the training and the climbing require endurance and sacrifice to build up your strength for what will be a long climb. Saints know how to climb mountains and how to do hard things for their faith. because of their faith. And we learn from them by learning about their lives and their faith. And we remember them as saints, examples for us of how to live faith. Because the love focus of their lives gave them sustenance and stamina for holy, truth-telling mountain climbing. When we choose to live a life rooted in love for God and acting in ways that show that love for all God's people in creation, we are blessed. Choosing to take our ego and desires out of first place in our lives, to feast on God, to strive for cooperation and model justice, to courageously bear witness to God's grace and love in our lives, our actions, and our words. That is holy mountain climbing. It won't be easy. We will slip and fall. We will need each other's encouragement as we train ourselves to new ways of being, building our strength and endurance. We will need times of nourishment and rest so we can push toward that vision, that holy vision at the peak. We have talked before about how everything we do with our lives after we profess our faith, after we say, I believe, is stewardship. Every thought, word, vote, purchase, and flick of a light switch are choices we make about how we live our faith. In a few minutes, we will gather in our financial pledges for 2021, and we know there are more coming. And if you have not yet made a pledge, it's not too late to do so. Pledging shows our gratitude to God for all the gifts of our lives, and no pledge is too small to make a difference. Every pledge and financial gift helps us continue the ministries we love and show that God's love to the world. Thank you for your confidence in and support for Trinity. Voting is also an act of stewardship and a witness to our faith, as we have the opportunity to vote for people and policies that uphold the dignity of every human being and all creation, in keeping with our faith. I realize that here in Seattle, many of us have already voted. In King County, where Seattle is, we have 1.4 million registered voters. And as of October 29th, 5 days before the election, nearly 65%, that is more than 900,000 ballots, have already been received. If you are an eligible voter and you have not yet voted, please do so. It's not too late to register and vote. Building the kingdom of God takes all of us climbing this mountain together in faith. We remember the saints and we emulate their example because they show us how to follow Jesus up the mountain. Their grit and determination, their prophetic voices, their lived witness, all come back to the core message that drew them to Jesus in the first place. The most important thing, the one that we do, not because of the blessing we may receive in the end, but because we love God, is how we will love all people and be loving in the world. I say again, choose love.